I'd like to welcome everybody and call a meeting for our regular city council meeting on September the 10th, 2019. I'd like to welcome our guests that are here this evening and thank you for coming. If you'll please stand with me, we'll do the prayer followed by the pledge of allegiance. Lord, thank you for allowing us to come together this evening to do the business of the city of Marion. Help us and guide us in making right decisions that benefits our entire town. And Lord, please be with the individuals that lost their lives during Hurricane Dorian and the Bahamas that faced such devastation. And thank you, Lord, for sparing our communities, and sparing us. And thank you, Lord, for allowing us to be here tonight. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Once again, I would like to welcome all the guests and thank you for coming. It's always good to have our guests here. I wish more people would come and see what's happening in the city of Marion, because it is your town and you need to be informed of what's going on in our city. Next on our agenda is approval of our minutes of our regular scheduled meeting on August the 13th, 2019. Do I have a motion to approve them as presented?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next item on our agenda is our Employee of the Month. Our Employee of the Month is Mr. Rusty Cotton. If Mr. Rusty Cotton would come down, he works for the Public Works Department. Congratulations, Rusty. Let me tell you a little bit about Rusty. Let's get a picture here real quick. Rusty's been with us for a number of years. He's worked first in our recreation department. He's still back with us. You see the big back truck going around town cleaning the storm drains? This is the man behind the brains of that operation. He does that for us forwards and backwards. And he worked a lot of overtime last week getting some storm drains cleaned. We're going to have a presentation and he might help you on some of that. He's been the back truck operator, street sweeper, anything else that we have in the city of Marion. Thank you. Item number 6 on our agenda is a resolution committing the city of Marion to provide a local match for Municipal Association of South Carolina Hometown Economic Development Grant. So basically this is the same thing we did last year. We applying for a grant from the Hometown Economic Development Commission through the Municipal Association, and the beneficiary would be HMRA. It's a $25,000 grant they applied for last year and did not receive, but they told us to reapply again. So we just need a resolution to commit the city to do the matching. And we wouldn't provide the matching fund. HMR, if they award it, they'd have to do it, but we got to be the vehicle for them to do it. It's not committing us to the matching money.
I move we offer a resolution committing the city of Marion to provide local match for the Municipal Association Hometown Economic Development Grant in an amount up to at least $2,500.
$25,000.
Well, I thought it was $2,500 would be match.
Yeah, our match, yeah, 25. You're right. That's correct.
And that would go along with the facade grant program.
Yeah.
That's what.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving right along, Alan, with our administrative report.
Yes, Mayor, just a couple things, and I'll just touch on the storm just a little bit. I know you got some things to bring up, but as most of them know, we started way early prepared for the storm. We watched it probably 10 days out, while it was right on foot. And we were very fortunate in Marion not to experience any more damage than we did. And the mayor's got some numbers on our costs that he'll go over with you in a few minutes. On your roof fire fees we talked about last month, the county was proposing to increase the dues to the residents, and in turn that would be an increase in our funding. County Council did have the public hearing this morning and that has passed. So we should look at probably anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 increase in our money from the county to collect the roof fire fees. One other thing that we talked about last month And we got till next month to definitely decide is on this DHEC grant for the recycling program. So basically, we did receive a $25,000 grant from DHEC. It's pending our acceptance. In doing so, that money would buy the carts, and you would actually get a blue card for recycling at your home. It would be a subscription service you sign up for. You see on the letter there that the cost would be $5.69 a month. And that would be, voluntary. You sign up for it if you'd like to have that service, and they would pick up 2 times a month. And it would be the same size container you got now for your car. In turn, we would do away with the recycling center. So we basically get away from single stream recycling and go more to curbside recycling like we had years ago. And that's just a change in time. That's what you see everywhere. When we had curbside, everybody went to single stream in convenience center. Now they get away from convenience center and going back to curbside for people that want it. Because of contamination. We got the letter not long ago from the retailer.
Yeah, and
recycling, saying that when we carry contaminated loads down there now, we were going to be charged a $150 surcharge, and that kind of be $250 surcharge per load. So that's kind of up in there number. It could be anything you won't be able to budget for. But this would be that $5.69 per month fee for the people who wanted to sign up for it. We would furnish the cars. They would belong to the city of Marion, and then they would be picked up by our contractor and hauled to Liberty County Recycling Center.
And the theory behind doing the curbside is by subscription basis, is those individuals are the ones that if they sign up for it and pay the $5.69 a month are going to be more likely to put the aluminum cans in it and the proper items for that, and we're not getting contaminated loads. Whereas now, if you go down to our trash bin, I'd say half the load in there is residential garbage. It's no good for nothing except to be taken on to the land.
And you think about for the years to come and the months to come when you want to reach out for grants, they want to know that you're doing enough in your county, in your city, to make the environment as safe and as good as possible, because it is a big movement to keep our community safe and contaminated free. And so I think even if, just on the face value of it, it just allows us to present ourselves as a city that are really looking to be more green and trying to preserve the earth better. And I think it's a great opportunity for us to do so.
And then with all that $25,000 grant, we also got a little small grant that will help on the education process and getting the word out and maybe be able to put some stickers on the cans and what's acceptable.
Stickers and get some stuff in the newspaper. And like I said, we would do away with the expense of what we're paying now for the recycling center. In turn, we'd have the curbside for whoever wants to sign up. And one thing all of us see with our recycling center, people that recycle, they either do really good or they do really bad. And that's when you get the contamination. They do all these facilities now because it is getting more restrictive. But that is the future to recycle. So that is, the way, but it's a lot more restrictive than what it was. So basically, I'm bringing that tonight for information. We'll definitely have to make a decision next month because what we'll be doing is closing the recycling center, offering this service, and we would have to put this into our present contract for solid waste because that's who provides the recycling center service now. Definitely next month we'll have to.
And we're thinking 30 to 40 days to close it down, put notices up. Come to City Hall if you want to do it. Sign up for the service. Send the mailers out. We'll do a blitz on this to make sure that the individuals don't want it. And you can have some that are not going to do it, and that's fine. They got their pink cart and they can put it in their pink cart, and if they don't want to recycle, that's perfect fine. If not, they'll have a blue cart the same size as their pink cart to be good stewards.
And they will still keep the one in the county.
Yes.
So anybody don't want to do it, carry that out.
Yeah. So do I have a motion to amend the current agreement with AWS to close the current single-stream recycling facility and switch to a subscription service at $5.69 per month?
Move that the council allows you to talk to AWS
about
about the current contract of closing the recycling center as far as recycling is concerned and going to a single curbside service. I put that in the motion for me.
Second.
That's like,
Any discussion?
Yeah, if I'm reading this letter that's in our packet, this wouldn't be weekly, it'd just be twice a month.
And that's a monthly charge.
No, but I mean,
The pickup service.
569, but the pickup, where they pick up every week now, just be twice a month.
That's correct.
Yes.
Yep.
For recycling.
The recycling, you use garbage, everything will stay the same, basically, all we're doing is changing, doing single stream to curbside for people who want curbside.
If they don't sign up, it doesn't cost them.
Doesn't cost anybody anything.
Go to the pink cart.
You know, it may even be some savings for the city, with what we pay for single stream compared to what this costs here, because we get the grant to buy all the equipment. So basically, we get the grant to buy the infrastructure, so to speak.
well, it's costing the city when they contaminate it at
Yes,
our
sir.
station now, so.
That's correct. We get out of recycling. It's just the individuals who want to be green and good stewards of the earth are paying for it. So, any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
That's all.
Thank you, sir. Chief, Tree. All right, so he's gonna fire us up. I'm gonna stand up. Tell you what we got going on here. We're gonna do a little slideshow presentation of some of the stuff. We were so generous, council, to purchase a new back truck. And I wanted to show you what we get for our money. What we've been doing with our stormwater project, Rusty, I might call for you a question or two, if you want to chime in, comment. PD Circle. We were working over at PD Circle. We had several years where they had some flooding from Matthew and Florence and talking to the residents over there. It get knee deep in the yards. So Rusty and his guys went around with the back truck, and we thought we weren't going to get through this particular area. And basically what we found out, y'all, was there was a water meter cover. Water meter cover in your yard. It was turned sideways in a 15-inch pipe and had a basketball behind it. Water won't flow with the basketball in the water meter's covered. We got that out. Now, granted, we get 15 or 20 inches of rain, but they cleared that problem over there. This is over at Rice's Recreation Center. Everybody's talking about the canal that runs behind Rice's Recreation Center. We went around and started looking at that. This is the canal. We don't have a roof or any kind of problem with that, or pipe. What we got, and you'll see in the pictures coming, is a littering problem, an extreme littering problem. In this canal, you see bicycles. This is a scene. There are bicycles, shopping carts. Next one. We got some sand that's built up here. We're going to come in with a track hose. We've cleared that back, so they exposed that. We're going to clear that track hose and get the pond and water going. We're cleaning our land up all the way to the Strawberry Street projects, to the Housing Authority's property line. And we're cleaning up to that. So we're going to push that water from Liberty Street all the way to the Housing Authority projects. We're going to clean our property up. Next. This is the outfall pipe. It's a big 36-inch pipe. There again, we're going to clean up around that and get that water so it'll flow on downstream. Because what happens is all that water and sand comes off of Liberty Street, churns up, as you'll back up a little more, it churns, and about 10 foot down, it deposits all that white sand because it's coming off the road. It's coming off with such force through that pipe. It churns, goes about 10 foot and settles. And that's what's called an island out here. We're going to do away with that island and do that. That's just more debris in the ditch that we're cleaning up. Speaks for itself. This is our track hoe, working on cleaning that up. Ryan is our operator on that, Ryan Collins, and he's doing a great job of using that operator, using our track hoe. Excellent. This is over on Liberty Street. We had some flooding over there, and kind of, this is a retention area made. 18-inch pipe inside that rock. This is running, cleaning that ditch up. We opened it up, it runs towards those rocks. And the guys, Randy Brown, our public works, one of the guys that supervisors in public works. And Rusty, you see Rusty down there with the shovel. But that's just before they put all the rocks around that pipe that you see. During this past windstorm, we had no issues with any flooding over there. That pipe ran great, ran over Liberty Street, had any issues. And that's just more cleaning that fence line up, that ditch line. Hadn't probably been touched in 20, 30 years. Catch basins that we put in, we have 2 catch basins. We put in an 18-inch pipe, and that water should flow pretty good. And let's just show it. This is on Park Street. Park Street, we got a CTC fund banner on Park Street. Park Street, Victor Street, Blue Street, Hurricane Matthew, Hurricane Florence. The water was up to people's doorsteps in their houses on those streets. So what we did is we got a CTC grant, and we replaced 800 feet of 18-inch pipe. They're about finished on it. They got to come in and fix the asphalt when they cut it. That's a water line that we found that wasn't marked on this particular deal. Next. This is some of the end product. We put in new catch basins. Still the catch basin we put in. Didn't have any issues on that. South Main Street, we started working before the storm. We're trying to hit areas that we know we have problems. We started on South Main Street and started working north. Rusty and his guys were working these manholes, and if you'll see them, we had to stop the storm. If they clean a manhole or a catch basin, they put a piece of white paint on it. White paint is clean, no issues. If they have a problem with it, we put orange paint on it. That's the problem we got to come back to, and we'll address it. We'll try to get as much of the clean stuff as we can first. Now, this is another example. You see this road here, this is right here in front of the corner of Main Street and Martin Luther King, by the police department. You see the throat is open. It's got a white mark on that concrete lid. They cleaned it. But this is what it looks like after. Next one should show you what it looked like before. Now, would y'all know that water was supposed to flow into that hole? So that's that before. This is on this is back behind the Fireground Training Center, Martin Luther King Boulevard. Now, have disability social services, this canal runs all the way down towards Bobby Davis Boulevard. And we went in earlier this summer and cleaned that canal. And you can see next. If that canal, that was a good representation, that canal runs down to a pipe. It runs under Bobby Davis Boulevard on across to the same Jackie Lake is.
Right there on Gilchrist Court.
So that's the pipe. And that's the trash that's in the pipe. You can see the tire. Yes. And more tires and debris. So we cleaned all that out. That's why the water don't flow. There's a concrete pipe in there in the dead center of that picture. Next to this one. This is up on North Main Street. You got the Sunoco station on your right-hand side, left-hand side. Dr. Carson Whittington, his dentist office is on the left. That ditch was completely overgrown. And cleaned that up. That water was in a pond right there in front of that Sunoco station. The water was ponding all the way out to the yellow line. We got a catch basin right there that was unbeknownst to anybody because it was about 4 inches deep on the pine straw. So we cleaned that out, cleaned this out, and there was no more standing on North Main Street in front of that Sunoco station. That was the temperature. Bethlehem Street, Bethlehem Spring Street, over here. It's always flooding, right? Whenever I said the pipes are all busted up there, like I told you before, we don't have a pipe bomb. We got a litter bombs. You got bicycle tires.
Yes.
You got a basketball. You got 2-liter balls. You got an old Pepsi bottle, probably about 60 years old, sitting out here in the center there. Maybe not 60, but that's what we had to deal with. Rusty the one that had
Baker put us on that one.
yeah.
He blamed for that. He
Yeah, that's on Bethlehem Street. Now, did we get to that, Rusty?
That's right beside Josephine West.
Yeah.
Right there at the corner. Yeah.
Rusty.
We got to do it, I mean, it took a while, but that's a big problem right there. Believe it or not.
Matter of fact, the last storm, Matthew, water came up inside her house.
Wow.
We got through this, right?
Yeah.
Next. This is on Bethlehem Street again. That's the day before the storm that we're working here. With that truck and Rusty and next on this. And see that big nozzle that he has hanging down that they're holding on to? Rusty, you see Rusty down in the storm drain with a shovel. These boys, they work. They get filthy. They get dirty. Stinking. I mean, you don't imagine what they find when they go down these holes. You know, there's vermin, there's snakes. I mean, they got to deal with it all. So if you see these guys that are doing this, tell them thank you. They're trying to protect their property. They clean it out as much as they can, and they take that big nozzle, and I think maybe the next picture might show it. It's down in the hole. But no, it goes down in that hole, sucks out the mud, and then we run that nozzle and suck out the water. Catfish Creek, everybody wants to know, what we're going to do about Catfish Creek, what we're going to do. Well, this beaver dam that you see is just west of where Thomas Trevor Park used to be, about dead center what Thomas Trevor Park is. Downstream, that's a beaver dam. You can walk across it. So we took our track over there 2 days before the storm, and we just took the bull by the horn and said, heck, we're going to do it ourselves. So we took our track over there, cleaned the road, pushed the road out on bulldozer, and they started busting that beaver dam up, and the water just went flowing down. Did we see a lot of exotic wildlife? Yeah, we did. But they busted that beaver dam up next to it, and I got some cool video. If you're going to see a video of it.
How many alligators?
They're out there. Lots of spiders and snakes and all those type of critters. And just cleaned it out as far as our track goes, we reach across there. You know, our track goes up. Small, medium, large, and then small size. Eventually, you know, I'm just going to take 3 to 5 years. We probably have to replace that for you. It's probably 20 years old before that. But next, it's just more cleaning. We could reach about halfway across that canal. We got as much as we could that we went. That's looking, and we went south in towards the old Raytex, down to 576 Bridge. And we got probably within 200 or 300 yards of the bridge, and the storm was coming. We had to get the equipment out of there because we didn't want to have the equipment out of there, not knowing how much rain we had, and then it all be in the water. So we got as far as we could, and then we had to pull that equipment out so we didn't get any damage to the equipment. That's it. That's what we've been doing with it. Guys like Rusty, that's why he's employed the month this month. Because he's been down in the ditch, digging these things up.
You know, Mr. Mayor, that by itself just saves countless thousands of dollars and $1 million in damage if we would have this.
Yeah.
And the fact that we got that scope that can see these things.
Yeah, that's
a big stuff.
So going on with still with the theme of the stormwater and cleaning catfish, the county was awarded a $30,000 grant from DNR for cleaning the catfish, and that money was originally appropriated for beaver control. I'm talking to Ken and to Lucas and to Tim Harper and me and Alice. We don't need to kill the beavers, we need to clean it out. So thank goodness the county was able to talk to DNR. DNR said we could reappropriate those funds for equipment rental. County Council passed it this morning. They agreed to use that $30,000 for equipment rental. So our game plan is to work in conjunction with the county to rent some bigger, long-reaching tracos next month, starting maybe on that. We got $30,000 to play with. We'll work in conjunction with the county, put our equipment operator, their equipment operator, and we're going to try and clean as much as we can from Thomas to English Park. We'll get what we can until the money runs out. So we're trying on that. We just said, the heck with it, we're going to clean it ourselves. We're not going to dig it deeper. We're not going to dig it wide. We're just going to get the junk out of it.
That's right.
So we're going to go for it and do that. Some of that heavier equipment, like I said, our traco is a small track. We're going to get some big old boys because we want to be able to reach across and not put anybody in jeopardy of falling into that canal. So that's what we're working on. I know I don't want to run late, I apologize. On the storm cleanup there again, our city's cost in this is going to be about $9,500. There's a meeting with the county on Thursday morning to see if we qualify. The county's got to reach, how much was it?
128.
$128,000 total damage for the county before we could file to get any qualification.
State makes pressure on it. But each county's got to meet it also.
So it's gonna be on the bubble as to whether the county's gonna make it or not, but our costs are only about $9,500 today, so it's not gonna make or break us, but, so that meeting's at 10 o'clock on Thursday morning. We talked about the curbside recycle, storm drain. Last meeting, we talked about selling a bunch of old trucks that we had down at the city shop, and we sold those yesterday on govdeals.com. Those trucks that we sold brought about $19,500, which will go to our second grapper truck fund for our savings account for a second grapper truck. And then we're gonna put up, as per our motion, to sell the old back truck November 1st. We'll be doing that, start advertising that. We won't let it go until after November the 1st.
Where you gonna sell it on the government deal?
We'll go deals on that as well. We found that's the better deal. And then the proceeds from that will also go towards the savings account for the second grapper truck. Another item I'd like to get some permission on, we sold all those other old trucks, but we got an old bus, an old 15-passenger bus that the recreation department had. Every time we break it out and use it, the brakes are going on it, the air conditioning's going on it, or it needs tires. And we don't need to be in the business of transporting children, I hate to say it. So I'd like to sell that old bus. There's no sense, and then use that money for the grapper truck. Because if we have a sporting event where we need to transport children, that's a bigger event, we'd be better off to charter a bus or charter someone else that has the appropriate license and experience and CDL driver and take that liability off the city of Marion for the insurance and maintaining a piece of equipment that gets used once a year if we're lucky. I've known twice that I've used it, we've used it since I've been in Marion. So I'd like to have a motion to sell that too and put that too. There's no sense to hold on equipment and it's not doing us any good.
Well, if we keep it, we gotta spend some money.
We gotta spend money.
Because right now it's out of service.
Yeah.
Do you want it now?
I'd like to go ahead and sell it now on Gov Deals next go around.
I make a motion to get rid of the bus. Put
Second.
the money towards the graphic truck.
Second. Any other discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Two other things, and I'll move on down. We got a house on St. John's Court that they did the appropriate asbestos cleanup on. We got a clean letter from DHEC that allows for the demolition of this house, and our equipment is parked beside it, and the Tennessee is planning to start first thing in the morning to demo that house. We cannot demo a house unless we get a clean letter bill from the DHEC that says that it can be demoed. And we have received it from that individual, so it will be demoed starting tomorrow. Other than that, that's all I've got. Councilman Baker?
Just one question.
I'm sorry. I jumped ahead. We got to talk our council. Anything for you, Mr. Rogers?
Stealing my thunder.
All right.
Stealing my thunder. I don't have anything.
I apologize. Councilman Baker?
Just one question about it. Is it next month we have the block grant to apply for
Correct,
demolition?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
That's all.
Councilman Fraser?
Nothing. You know, right?
Councilman Atkinson?
No, I rode around with the mayor though, and went and looked at that work they were doing in Catfish. And like he said, they were taking out whole trees, huge trees out of Catfish. They're doing it. And see that video, that's stuff that people need to see. You don't know it unless we're told about it. That's all I got.
Thank you. Councilman Atkinson?
I don't have any.
Councilman Tassi?
Thank you to all our city employees. Hats off to you for your dedication and commitment. Also, we had our community and police awareness meeting with Chief Flowers, and it was very productive, and we're looking forward to having another one in the near future.
Councilman Hunt?
Just really proud that everyone's safe and the storm passes by. Still praying for the people in the Bahamas and other people lost some things. Also, just like to give the mayor and the city council credit for, and the workers credit for looking into the future about trying to save our city from these floods. A lot of times, like Mr. Atkinson said, that a lot of times people do actually need to see You know, because sometimes you don't see the personality of a person, but the work that is shown after, you know, they put forth good works really is good. And I want to give you a proper appreciation for your leadership. It's good leadership to move forward to try to get these things done.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Chief Mayor, Chief got something. Chief Flowers.
Chief Fly.
I just, I spoke with y'all last week about our body cameras, about applying for a grant. I just want to let you guys know that we were awarded the grant, actually received about $2,000 more than what we paid for the cameras. So look to receive money for that in October.
How much would that get?
It was like $12,000 something, then we paid a little over 10 for the cameras. We get awarded $12,000, a little over $12,000.
Do we have any cameras in?
Every officer, right?
Yeah, they, yeah. I don't think we have anything for executive session. Only other announcement I would like to make is tomorrow is 9/11, and at the VFW hut, out here on Central Gaston Road, they're gonna have a flag presentation from 10 to 12. I do encourage each of you to come tomorrow for the flag presentation to commemorate 9/11 in the morning. Anything else? Got a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor? Aye.